Game versus Victoria's Secrets opening face-off. Alex wins the draw. And Eng brings it in. Pass across, intercept it. Okay. So immediately, I would have preferred to see a formation where whether we gotta speed it up, cut in front, so whether Justin needs to go over here or go faster, and then have Sarah come in across, forming triangles rather than we're just on a straight line, literal straight line. So there's only one pass that Eng can see is straight to Justin, and it's gonna get picked off. Now Alex comes in, he forms a good triangle. He doesn't stay back. I guess that's not, it's okay in this instance. And that could have opened up. Again, it's also on him to kind of yell out to Eng to let him know that he's there. But unfortunately, gets intercepted. So that's less than ideal, but it's okay. We get another chance at doing this again. Pass across, pass up, couldn't quite do the trick. And now here comes a forecheck. Justin should have been first man in, but Alex says, nah, you gotta hustle up, so I'll go first. And then here is not quite the forechecking formation that we've kind of talked about. So the straight line charge, I guess, is not really the best way to encourage turnovers, but luckily for us, this player could not handle it, and so we were able to get it back. So round 3, let's see if we can make anything of it. Oh, uh-oh. That's not good. What happened there? So we're doing like the reverse pizza, I guess. So pass across, sending it across. Scary, dangerous pass. So a lot of excitement on this opening shift. Let's see how we recover. Justin is on the wrong side of the ice at the moment. Hasn't been an issue. And here we go, 4-person attack. This looks promising. Oh, why'd you shoot it there? 4 on 1, and Alex shoots it from the red line. Definitely had a chance to get a better attack, but okay, round 4, let's see what we got. That pass all got to Justin. Had a chance, so that'd probably be the best one of the bunch so far. And here comes a change. So yeah, a few notes there on opening shift. A little small note for Kathy. A just very predictable path. They obviously gave you a bit of space, but just from here all the way to the blue line is just a literal straight path. And I think to really mix them up a little bit, again, we want to toss in a little bit of linear crossovers. So do like a couple crossovers this way, and then like you're almost, the idea is, you see there's this gap here, try to cross up their feet where they're trying to close that off, and then boom, you go back out the other way, and that'll buy you space for situations where they're not giving it to you for free. Alright, so in the offensive zone right away, trying to form triangles, right? And so that's going to allow passes to be moved around. And then the moment things get closed up, then this is the sign that we need to move around and get open. So don't stay in the slot this whole time. And then once you move across, the player, like from here, this example, we're shifting right to left. So then Ray was over here and he shifts up to this spot, and you can see how it everyone's being drawn over, and now it's all open for Ray. Now it was kind of funny because I didn't see Andrew over here, so it was kind of a interception, and unfortunately a little bit of a turnover there, but Andrew is able to keep it in. Boom, free turnover. Forechecking wise, we're just blocking up all the passing lanes, so that's good. And then right here is a good, like, you see how forechecking wise, Kathy's the shepherd, so she can put a little bit of pressure on this player, and as long as Ray tries to close off this boards, and then myself blocks off that middle, then they only have a couple options left, and this option is huck it at the referee's head, and we're almost able to keep it into the zone one more time. So that's good. And then here is a good example of, you see how Andrew, he's going in with speed, right? And if I was able to read it faster, I should have dumped it way quicker, and then he doesn't need to change directions. But because he straddles for a moment, he's still able to keep speed. He's not stopping. He goes straddle and then back in. And so there he has a bit of a foot race advantage there and is able to get the puck back. So, but if I was able to read quicker, I'd give him an even heavier advantage. Now, another thing is, so this is an example of where we can make use of dump and chase, where someone is coming in with speed and you do a cross corner dump and they can pick it up. And the better we, like, the more efficient at implementing it, we really put your line mates at a really steep advantage right here, and then we can continue getting possession. So after that dump, we see there's a line change. Ray stays on a little bit longer here, and they clear it out, and he goes for a change right after that. Alright, a little shot on net. I don't know if I caught that replay, but looked like a good tip chance by Alex if he touched it. But again, here's the shepherd coming in, and so Alex is just really wanting to close off those boards for any passing lanes there, and then Justin should be filling out that middle. Let's see how that unfolds. So I would say maybe Alex might be too aggressive there. It's still kind of okay, but ultimately what he wants to do is close off this kind of pass, so he should be kind of hustling up this way rather than directly towards the puck carrier. And then Justin, like, we would want him hustling up to close off this middle. In this case it was a forced clear out, so it didn't really matter. But let's kind of continue watching here. Skip ahead, hard rim around. Kind of a good example done by our sub Sarah, where sometimes it's just better to just skate towards the puck and stop up and take a look. So skate towards it, stop up, take a look, and usually we, like, in this case it's our positioning from our forwards are could be a little bit better, in that Alex should be as a center all the way over here already, and then by the time she stops up, then it's just like a lead pass and you can skate into it. You guys both being far ahead is I mean, the pass was not great, first of all, but like positioning wise is already quite interesting. So alright, line change, Justin staying on. Forechecking wise, let's continue watching. So again, to break it down, we're trying to cut that ice in half and then set the cage. So I'm sure it'll get improved upon over time. Send across, pat, couldn't quite settle it. Almost stick lifted on Justin. Stick lifted on Ernest. Eng's able to keep it in. Justin has a chance. Gets blocked. So, oh, backhand, couldn't quite handle it. Something I'm thinking about is if, like, you can't really, if you don't think it's gonna happen, like the pass is getting closed off, certainly you can just look around and double back around, especially because it's on a backhand. So Kathy's on her backhand. So gotta have confidence that it'll happen. Otherwise, like, you know, don't be kind of afraid to just turn back around on your forehand, back down the circle, and then look for another pass that way. But intercepted. Let's continue. Chipped out. And we're able to do a quick up, so very nice. So one of the things I kind of want to talk about, like I mentioned to Kathy, is she stays behind the net a lot, and then throughout the game, she does go like left to right or right to left. And I've mentioned that for anyone that's in that position, sometimes don't be afraid to actually come up the wall. And her question on the bench, we kind of mentioned it, is like, even if I am there, and yes, even if I or someone else is there. So if you skate up, like everyone without the puck is going to be moving. They should be moving based on the person with the puck. They're the conductor, right? So if she moves up the wall, then there's a couple options. We could do a switcheroo where she comes up, I swap back around, and that can kind of discombobulate the defenders. Another way is she comes up, and then we start moving up this way, and then the person in the net front comes out in front behind the net. So you're almost kind of doing a whole switcheroo where everyone kind of replaces each other. So that would be a 3-person switch around versus a 2-person switch around. Some ideas there. Let's continue, clear out, and then we go for a line change. So looks like Justin stayed on for a little double shift there. I don't think it happened again. We got it all fixed out later on in the game. So okay, right here is a Ray mistake, I think. So him being the first person in without the puck definitely should have been driving towards the crease. Now you have a couple options. You can go on the back door or go in the front door, meaning just like in front of the goalie, and go for like a tip chance. And then like it's kind of like timing. If you find like, hey, it's not really gonna work out, you can always go in front and kind of settle up over here. And the same thing can be done on the back door where you go, hey, it's nothing happening, you can settle up over here. And I mean, it's kind of all decisions based on where everything's positioning. Where like you come down and you say, oh, like you don't want to set up over here, you can start curling back around and get over in this area. But the main mistake is how he stops up and right, rather than you're trying to bring 19 towards you, towards the net, and that's going to open up the space for Alex coming in behind. So if Alex sets up in like the magic spot area, then Ray should have been like, if he does his job, he can bring 9 or 19 and 8 with him, and it's going to open up a ton of more space for everyone. So that's a small little mistake there, I think. And yeah. Okay, so I see what happened. So Ray took a short one here to fix up the lines, and so we got Justin back on with his regular line. Alright, analyzing the breakout. So Alex is actually in a decent spot. I think we would have also liked to see Justin up here as a pass to pass, his patented fancy passes. But that's okay. I think Ang is looking for those center passes more, which is a good sign. It's something to kind of get used to. Alright, so Justin's getting hounded right here. Tries to go for a backhand pass towards Alex. Ends up being kind of like a cross-corner dump. So let's kind of break down forechecking. What are we trying to do? Again, we're trying to cut that ice in half. And so Alex's pathway is not conducive to that. So he's almost encouraging him to go down this way. And eventually what that means, he's going to want to try to go the other ice or up the middle. It's like it still can work. It's just it would be kind of a different system. Kind of see how that's kind of exactly how it panned out. So if we're going to do that, someone's got, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain this one. It's a far more aggressive kind of forechecking style. Ultimately, you'll still need someone in the middle to close it off, because there's going to be two. Like if you're going this way, you're funneling them towards that net and then closed off by another one. We need someone in the middle. Yeah, it's a different system. It can still work, but if we're gonna stick with a basic 1-2-2, how he would want to do it is really kind of get over on this inside. You're really like ultimately you're trying to encourage this player to stop and go back the other way, and then you can curl back around and you're shepherding them right into Sarah, who is going right here. So kind of visualizing, it's like rather than Alex going behind like this, if he was beside him, you're trying to encourage him to stop up and then turn back around, and then you can chase after him from behind, and then that's where Sarah comes in and kind of you're doing like a pincer maneuver. So that's kind of like the only adjustment there. Alright, let's showcase some Eng. Going in, taking it in, taking some notes from our stronger players with that backhand shot right there. Round 2, he's going back in. Okay, again, I think common mistake that our first player is not driving the net, and really the problem with that is if we're not driving the net, there's no reason for these players to come in with you and to open up that ice. And so you can see how they close up, and we're not buying space for our teammates. So that's a small note right there. It's kind of a common across a few of us so far. So he falls, and here it is. So Justin's coming in, being the shepherd. We're trying to drive him up like the. Well, okay, so let's break it down again. Trying to cut that ice in half, right? We're trying to discourage them from going back this way. So body position there is good from Justin. Let me see. So discouraging them from cutting back. He could, but as long as we get better at it, you're eventually going to mentally it's going to be really tough for them to cut back unless they're really, really strong at skating. And so Kathy can just fill up here. Now I think we would have maybe preferred a forward over here, but you know, like the situation didn't kind of lend itself. So in this instance, me filling in for Eng will just come down and pinch, and then someone else can come up and fill. So it's just kind of rotating people around. That's perfectly fine. And because Justin was there, here's exactly it. We just close off that wall, boom, easy turnover, right? And then almost a tip chance there, didn't quite get it, and goes in for the pinch, perfectly fine. Banana peel slipping around. All right, Justin's chasing down. Oh, big stick lift. And switching to the next half hour. Puck's fumbling around. Wait. Oh, Justin's still on the ice with us? I just totally realized. There you go, there you go. Icing, alright. Alright, so this is more a confidence thing for Ernest, but certainly maybe he's going to be working on this during the winter season, again, where we got a little bit of room and separation, so definitely he can opt to move to the middle a little bit and draw them out, and then things can kind of open up that way. So imagine it this way. So if Ernest skates towards the middle, Andrew fans out wide, and then Kathy comes up, right? Couple options, passing options, and then also shooting option, versus bonking it down low. I mean, that's a safe play. It's certainly not wrong, but something to kind of think about and elevate your game. Now, there's a little bit of a forechecking mistake right here. Probably have, like we can see how Kathy and myself both went towards, and then we both stopped and peeled off. You know, growing pains of learning the basic 1-2-2 forecheck. I think it'll eventually kind of sort itself out, but unfortunately what happens is we kind of open up because there's like huck out, and then unfortunately we couldn't get a handle on it, and this guy is a fast skater, was able to actually even outspeed Andrew, but Cliff was able to make a big save on that. Alright, breakout time. Ernest takes the puck. Yep, perfectly fine. Fans on it, settles it down, and we realize, oh, we need a help. Good thing Andrew is there. He falls back. He realizes Ernest needs help, so D to D immediately relieves the pressure. Forechecker on him. Now no forechecker on Andrew. So now we got time to work with. Chip up to Ray, and off to the races he goes. Cuts to the middle. Good shot chance. We like that. Historically, he likes to go all the way to the wall, makes the sharpest angle possible, the most difficult. And in this case, he finally, more often, brings it to the middle. Tries to pick a screenshot too. Good shot. Opportunity. I like it. And another thing I like to see is he immediately peels off, supports Kathy. So in this case, we're going to form another triangle, eventual triangles. Triangles everywhere. We are running a trigonometry class. Pass out, pass down. And immediately, what I like about Ray is we've kind of talked about the moment, you can almost think about it this way. Once the moment puck gets into this zone, if everyone crashes the net, in terms of forwards, then a lot of chances are going to open up. Like once this puck gets into this area, we typically don't want to stay on the perimeter anymore because we've done all the hard work to get it over there. And so you'll notice Ray, Andrew, they all see the opportunities. People are not paying attention. Now it's time to crash the net. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all these bodies. And same with Kathy. She's coming in behind as well. And now we have a heavy personnel overload. So 4 players right around the crease versus 2. And in this case, we didn't need anything. Ray was able to bang home the first chance. But imagine a rebound pops out. Anything. We can jump on it. Now with Andrew, for most D, we typically don't, like conservatively, we would want to stay back. But as long as he kind of identifies that the person that's defending them, which is this player right here, is not kind of paying attention, then you kind of have a lot of freedom as the weak side D to jump in. And we've talked about weak side D is pucks on the right hand side, right? So whoever's in that central zone has the freedom to kind of sneak in more often, and then whoever is on that wall, they can fall back and be more conservative. Oh, so in this case, we get our first goal scored by Ray. Alright, breakout right here. Dave decides to go D to D, and then immediately go out a forechecker down, so he escape turn. So I think the one adjustment, brings it behind the net, is we want Dave probably back here. Hold on, I need to fucking... okay. Oh my god. So we want to see Dave back here. And Alex is doing an yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But you see how 2 forecheckers on him and it's getting closed off. And this can be easily solved by, if Dave is here, pass across, right? And that's going to draw 4 checkers towards him. And Dave should be, at that point, able to skate up a little bit and then look for Alex or Justin all the way on the other side. As opposed to skating up and getting closed off like this. Now it works out, backhand pass to Alex, but you're kind of inviting trouble when you didn't need to. Alright, so pressure on the attack here. Wow, a lot of free space, but yeah, notice a little bit difference. Alex likes to drive, well, he's good at driving the net a little bit more. And this automatically, what does that mean? We bring players towards him. Actually, I would probably want to see him go in a little bit faster. And if Justin was able to control the pace a little bit, maybe curl back around, stop up, and then let Sarah come over here and fill up this void, you'd probably get a really nice scoring opportunity that way, but shot and was able to glove it down, and we take a face-off chance right there. Now the funny thing is Justin and Alex are both, they love their net fronts, so we get the double net front special. Pass across and all of them miss it. Alright, let's keep going. Forechecking. So some missing elements. No pressure is the difference. So Alex decides yeah, it's weird. Alex has historically, the past couple clips, been absolute homing missiles, right? Boom, just barreling down and putting pressure on it. Now in this case, he decides, I won't put pressure and I'll just stand at the wall instead. Bit confusing. Alright, small little forechecking mistake right here. So chip down, and then Kathy's the closest one. So she's going down towards them and going to be that shepherd. And it should have been my job to close off the wall or the passing lane, and you'll see right here. Sorry. I did not. Boom, bounce across, mistake, and then they're able to get it out. So forechecking a mistake. Alright, on the zone attack here, Justin brings it in. And again, Alex drives the net, so that's good. He's got that part down. And you can see right here, draws a player, maybe one more towards him, and it's going to be opening up ice. See how it unfolds. Boom! Holy smokes, this has got a blue ocean of space right here. So if Justin's able to lay it up for Sarah, it's going to set her up really well for success. But throws it across, so that's okay. But you know, like the key points are, you can see how the difference of one person driving the net, just drawing players in. That's the important thing. What the pass, ignore that. The key thing is trying to see how much space opens up. Now here comes Alex, forecheck. Oh, was able to get it, and Sarah's actually does a good job closing up. So let's see what kind of things we can make. What? Well, what? Who are you passing it to? Okay, well, Ernest is able to come in. A lot of space. Again, this is probably just confidence issue. If he's able to gather it up and kind of skate towards the middle and look for a shot that way, would be good. But he throws it down deep. Not a wrong play, just more a conservative play. And then there is the end of the Pierce period. Alright, this shift, first shift in the second period, shot on net, and I want to show something. So Alex goes in the support position in the corner, Justin's gathering it up. Sarah's got a good knack of just falling into formation. So boom, triangle, and notice where she is, little magic spot. Alex is able to settle it down, looks at, boom, magic spot shot. Excellent opportunity right there. Now I think Justin sneaking? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Ah, cool. I thought this was funny. Just pay attention to Alex. Going towards the box. Boom! Alright, a couple notes here on how we can improve on this. So Dave's coming back, and we saw Eng was jumped up on the play. So he's bringing it all the way back behind the net. D to D, perfectly fine. There's one pressure back in too. So the safe play is bring it towards the middle if he's not quite ready, and if Alex is able to get here, that's an opportunity. But if that doesn't come, it doesn't come. We're just all resetting. So there's forechecking pressure. I think before, if Dave was able to kind of stop up here first and kind of make 14 kind of question his decisions, then it'd be fine. So pass across. This is like, it's fine. So again, for the centers, it's just going to be kind of figure eighting until like you kind of figure out what the D wants to do. So in this case, pass across, and Dave should be over here, so Lou can stop up. Let's take a look. All of this is fine so far. I think the mistake is Lou continues to go, and then Eng's not really a good passing opportunity right there. So if he boom stopped up, you could probably reverse back. Just you're making 14 question his life decisions a little bit there, but it still kind of works out. It's a little messy, but it worked out. I think the key things were the D to D passing was able to buy enough time for each player. Ugh, what is this? I mean, we're closing up the shell, but this is really like next level. I guess it works on the forecheck. It's an interesting one. So a couple things play leading up here that I wanted to go through. So no passing options. I think this is kind of an example where if we can have someone drive the net, we can buy a lot of open space, and then we mix it up from there, set up the triangles. But right here, yeah, I can see Dave could be an option, but notice another thing. He's on the weak side. We've talked about weak side D, and nobody's covering him. So this is also an opportunity for Dave to actually sneak up backdoor pretty easily and set up for a pretty dangerous goal scoring opportunity right there. Now in this case, Kathy's just come off on a change and goes for a shot. I think maybe an opportunity if Lou was there. So that's one thing. But nothing wrong with what he did, just more conservative. And then here's one where Kathy said she tried to screen the goalie. One of another effective ways is, you see how pay attention to Kathy. So she goes up and it stops up. But another really tricky thing that she can do is, rather than stop up, just skate across, and that's going to be so annoying. So rather than stopping up on the right hand side, skate across, then stop up on the left hand side. And that moment when she crosses over is going to be super annoying for the goalie, because it's just that, you know, almost like think about it as if you're concentrating on something really hard, and someone goes behind you and does like a peekaboo and covers your eyes for like a half a second. Just like, what the heck was that? It's so annoying, right? So alright, this shift, a lot of things to talk through. So right here, another, I think, forechecking mistake. 2 going in versus 1 staying up to prevent this, but Ernest is on the ball, able to keep it back into the zone, so good job there. Pass across to Ray, didn't quite work out, but still able to maintain possession. Pass down low. Pass behind the net. Again, here's another example where totally don't be afraid to skate up the wall, especially she's right-handed shot, and that can lead to plays this way. So a lot of her is reversing back around a lot. Not necessarily a wrong play, but we've noticed something. Able to get a shot off in the magic spot. Wasn't a really good shot, but we were able to get a chance there, so that's fine. So pass up again right here, you'll see, boom, turn back around again. So that is another thing. Now, one of the things, pay attention to Kathy, is we're expecting, so she basically initiate, to me the body language is a give and go, right? She passed it and she wants to go, and the thinking is she wants to get over to this side. And so a pass out front, get ready for that shot, but notice how she stops on the back door, and I think that's the mistake on her part. She's saying, I'm giving it, I want to go, and why are you not going to a spot where we can get the puck to you for a shot rather than stopping up right there? So that's unfortunate, but at the same time the goalie did a good job kind of stopping it there dead. You can kind of see it right by the pads. Now, another thing I've noticed is Ray, maybe this is the byproduct of him scoring already, but notice how we'll kind of go back, is he doesn't come across nearly enough. So plays on the left side, and we won't rewind the whole thing. So play comes across, right? Boom, across. And so I would want to expect him to zoom all the way over here, almost basically where 74 is standing. But he doesn't really do that, right? He's just kind of slowly meandering across. So not really becoming, like, he's not switching sides nearly enough, or whether coming all the way even to this side. So we'll keep an eye out for that for future plays, but that's some things to really elevate this even further and get more chances. So another forechecking thing, number 77, fast player. Let's see how we deal with it. 3 forwards on forecheck. Totally not what we should be doing, but let's see how we do it out. Again, cutting that ice in half. What are we trying to do? We're trying to encourage him to go towards the boards, which we are, but no one's really heading out there quickly to close it off. And so what ends up happening is one person came down to put pressure and got beat, so they're probably going to fall back. And now one more and another one, rather than doing, we're trying to beat them as a one-on-one. You're treating it as a one-on-one versus trying to beat them with a structure. And you'll kind of see how it falls apart. 1, 2, 3, boom, all beat, right? Versus if someone was, or like immediately, boom, hustle up on that wall, have someone else shepherd them, and then this one falls back, right? You can see how that structure is harder to get through, and you're almost encouraging them to pass, and we can get a turnover that way. Instead, we do this, and unfortunately, they go through, but Sarah was able to poke it off. And another thing I noticed, Ernest is gapping up way better. Oh my god, is this way better than before? So he's starting his retreat a little higher up, and backwards skating, way better. Way better. Before he'd be like way over here, and now the gap is much better, and it's forcing this player to cut across, and then Sarah's in a good spot to help out. Boom. Very good. Alright, now is this the goofiest pass ever? Well, okay. Whatever. Alright, now they're going in on the rush. Here's another weak point for Ernest. He needs to work on being able to gather it, hard stop, and reverse back directions. And it's very predictable now where, like, if the puck is ahead of him, he's always going to be skating towards it, and then like his momentum's going to continue falling through. Boom, just like that. And now he just skated right into 74, versus I think this was a very manageable stop and reverse back around. Oh my god, that got scary, right? So that's, oh, tripping penalty. Nice, nice, very nice. Alright, so let's watch the power play. we have had history of just hucking. So remember Justin was talking about he was drying off of this player, and let's kind of figure out what went on. They're both sneaking in, sneaking, and then talk about a slash, a little mini slash right there. That's so funny. So I guess if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Creeping in on the face. Oh man, the big slash from Big Bertha. Let's watch it one more time. It's too funny. I'm wasting too much time. And then they're drawing each other. I guess the slash kicked it off. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, what do we got here? Slight drop pass. Let's work the perimeter, guys. Pass to Eng. I like it. Pass back down low. Okay. Perfectly fine. Keeps it back down. Oh, a little bit stumbly, but I think it's fine. Work the perimeter, pass up, I like it. And then here, and if we can walk that blue, and then again that's gonna open up where Dave opens up here. And Sarah, so pass, or a shot. He decides to pass down instead. Not a wrong play. It's perfectly fine, but we can think about different ways to elevate. Pass out to the slot. Excellent. Good chance. Now with Alex, again, if you're able to shift more towards the magic spot, which is more like towards the edge of the circle, you probably will get more time, but this part is a better place to shoot from. That's fine. Yeah, so puck movement's been totally better this power play, and we're about 45 seconds left on the power play, so not much time. Let's see what we got. "30 seconds left." Decides to go on the back door. Nice stick lift by Kathy. Alright, forechecking again. They clear it. 15 seconds left. Let's see what we got. And a fucked up pass. That still worked out. Interesting. Oh, got an opportunity there. Again, I think so. Okay, now I've noticed that Kathy's really a net. We got a few net front kind of style players. We got Justin, we've always known that. Now I've noticed Kathy is one, and Alex, we've always known that. Very net front heavy, crease crashers. And this is kind of an opportunity where we can see just backed up a little bit will give you a way better chance. So it's almost too close, and then I guess the miss one timer versus just a little bit further behind. I think we can still get quality chances here, but it's going to be way easier to lay it up and catch and shoot. Less pressure to fire it off, and you can always skate it in if you need to. So power play's over now. Let's see if I'll just continue playing it if there's anything exciting going on. Nah, another patented Cliff moment where he gloves it. Everyone thinks, oh, let's go face off. He's like, nah, man, you guys are tired. No, I need you to do some extra exercise, and that's part sucks. And we go for a whistle. I was talking with Dave about this. It was pretty funny. So I pointed at Kathy. I think she looked like she was ready. I felt like I had pressure coming in, so maybe the ref looked like his opponent right behind Kathy, and then fumbles over. I'm like, I'm going for a change anyways. It's too embarrassing. Alright, so there's a attack right here. Alex tries to split the D and takes a shot right at the line. And then one more time, boom, 2 big saves on him, but 2 good chances. The second one almost gave Justin an assist, but Alex says not today. So here is one I was talking about exactly, where if Justin was there on the boards, like in the first period, and he does his patented fancy backhand move, boom, leads up on the rush on the breakout. A little bit late on the pass there. Oh, so Ernest finally gets a chance, gathers it up on a loose puck right here. I rewinded too far, but whatever. Cleared out, boom. Definitely got more room to skate into it, so probably shot from too far out to get a good chance out because no screened, but got a shot on net. Alright, this one's a little goofy. Ray sees, oh my god, I can't, don't want to go in, don't want to go in. Okay, we say reset it, and then I'll... So if we ever get a situation like that, it's probably best to just send it back down low and then go in with speed. Now, unfortunately, the sad part is, so we're all going back to gather speed, and I'll watch how it just disaster. Uh-oh. And then oh my gosh, that got scary, right? So let's rewind. A couple mistakes. So the first one is actually more for Eng. So notice how you never want to, you rarely want to have the D coming up together like this. It's like recipe for disaster. We want to maintain maximum width as possible. So here's the mistake on Eng. He's gathering up speed going into the middle. Definitely the wrong way to go, especially as a D partner. If you can, backwards crossovers, building up speed, going up this way, and in that way, boom, across, and you're building up speed. If not backwards crossovers, then forward crossovers, building up speed that way. So that's mistake number 1. And then we typically do not want to be the D that's without the puck has to be very careful to never be the one ahead of the one with the puck. So the one without of it should be the last man back, typically speaking. And then yeah, I guess we just weren't quite ready with this one. So now how does Eng lose it? Let's kind of pay attention. Stops up perfectly fine. Passing it to Ray would be fine. Oh, I see. He's building up cross. I see. So mixes him up a little bit. So it's probably, yeah, okay. Ray coming down like that probably mix him up. One thing you can think about if you want to have momentum is rather than building, so really just kind of slow down for Ray along the wall, slow down, and then rather than build speed, you just wait until the pass comes, and if it doesn't, if like Eng goes up, then you just follow in behind him. That's like fine. But building up towards the middle is really like a problem, because if the D's coming up this way, you should also going to be expecting the center coming up this way. If you're coming in like this, right, you can see how it's collision course. So typically we're going to want to see you going like actually backwards if you can, or if you want to, you can skate down along the wall, and if it's passed, then you just turn up ice after you get it. So earlier I was talking about how Alex, if he gets to the magic spot a little bit, edge of the circle, you'll likely have more time to shoot. And there's just a demonstration of that, where if I was standing where Alex was in this area, going to be a way tougher time to get a shot off versus boom right here. It's just kind of like that dead space that people forget about. And you can see already like how by the time I had my shot off, number 77 or 7 is already where Alex was standing versus here. Just get that time off. And the other one where I talked about with Kathy, she stops up in front of the goalie. Now if she's able to time it where she cuts across and it goes post up back door, that momentary screen is going to be extra annoying. Right, continuation from that, again we see right here Kathy could have gathered it up, start skating it up this way, and it's the same thing could be for Ray. He can actually go this way and then Kathy switches up. So one of the things we've noticed, we're in really, like, we got the basic foundation down. We're forming these triangles and getting a lot of chances through this shift, but now the missing key is kind of creating even more movement. So we're getting discombobulating their defense through a lot of passing, but what we're missing is that extra movement. So like right there, that crisscross action where Eng and Ray, right there, where he could have dropped it to Ray, is enough to really discombobulate them. So that's going to be like the layer 2 to it. Alright, here comes another forechecking example. Better body positioning from Alex. Let's see. Boom, encourages them to go back the other way. And then if we had Sarah closing this off, I think it'll be fine. Let's kind of watch it how it unfolds. Pass out, so the little bit of a mistake there, I guess, but enough pressure to force this. Boom. Andrew's able to step in, goal, and unassisted. 2-0. Alright, this one was really funny. So Kathy messes up the first pass and then gets discombobulated. So don't ever panic like that, even if there's a player going up ahead. And the idea here, when you ever have a situation like this, is they're gathering it up, right? And you don't want to just boom, tight turn like this. It's very awkward to build speed. So the expectation will be Kathy actually gathers it up and cuts across like this and comes up. And so we just crisscross into each lane. And that'll be perfectly fine. And so the idea will be then we're up here and then Kathy is coming up to the middle, and then you can decide if you want to pass across, otherwise take it into the zone. It's perfectly fine. So this was definitely a bit of a panic pass right there. So Alex getting a ton of chances. Again, I think he's got an opportunity to skate in a little bit more. And if he's able to get shots off even quicker, he'll probably have an advantage, but he's probably got, this is probably his 5th shot right at that line right there at this game. Anyways, forechecking right here. Cut back across, and then like this. We've kind of talked about, well actually I haven't talked about, but someone has asked me before, what happens if they go to the other side? Does the shepherd continue following behind the net? And I say no. Typically, let's say if it's a formation like this, what would happen is exactly like this. So this player will now become the shepherd, and then this one falls over and across. In this instance is a little awkward because it's Justin's not really the one over here. So it's Sarah is going to be the one that's fulfilling this role, and then Justin was the one going to be fulfilling the one that drops into this place. So in this case it's Sarah. So rather than like this, like that, it is now going to become boom, boom, and boom. And fortunately, that's basically exactly what happens. Interception, pass out in front, but it cleared out. But that forces a turnover and an icing. Alright, face off right here. Alex has got that hustle to grind it down. Gets it. Oh, big chance right here. Backhand shot. Deposited into the corner. Forechecked. Okay. Pass shot attempt, hops over Justin's stick, and Sarah finishes it off. So let me see what happened. Was it just, did it roll over? I guess it just skipped over. And we get Alex to Justin to Sarah as the points on this goal. Alright, we're gonna see right here. Not quite this one, but right here. So pass down, and then we see Kathy gets it, and she just turns her into a statue. This is exactly where she's got to create some movement, whether she doubles back around or starts going up the boards. Something's got to happen, and so stationary until forced to pass it to Ray, and then he gets it across, right? So very awkward. Definitely, that's the level 2 that needs to upgrade our chances, and they trip it out. Alright, well, nothing much else is happening, but we'll just kind of skim through the last kind of minute and a half. Days on the attack, tries to go for a 5-hole rebound, and what? Oh man, I don't think that's Ray's fault. Oh, what happened? Fanned on it. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, keeps it down low. About 30 seconds left, I think. 45. Interesting. What? What was that? That pass is like up by Kathy's head. Alright. Too much sauce. And then again, the forechecking pressure. It was weird. Like, Alex has been a complete homing missile every time except for that one play. So the structure's quite not, like, still not there. But hopefully it gets to there eventually. Big rebound, and that's it. Game over. 3-0 win. So mainly a lot of offense for us today. I think forechecking is one. I think it's for that. It's probably a mindset change where it's trying to. It's like a team effort rather than a solo effort. Obviously, there is elements of solo efforts where you got to put pressure on them and skate harder and fast. However, rather than trying to do it all yourself, you're making use of your teammates in good position to turn over the puck. And then number 2 is, yeah, for cycling, where we're trying to elevate to the next level. We got pretty good formation going on, basic formation, a lot of passing, able to make them dizzy. However, to elevate is to try to get more movement through yourself as well, from skating and not just being stationary. So we're getting there. It's actually pretty promising.